HBAR is no longer just another altcoin. It just got the green light from one of the most powerful tech companies on the planet, and it's tied directly to the future of artificial intelligence. But no one's telling you the real reason this changes everything. We're not talking about speculation. We're not talking about hype cycles or moonboy price predictions. We're talking about real-world adoption from a global tech titan that doesn't play games. And this time, they didn't pick Ethereum. They didn't go with Solana. They didn't even look twice at Cardano. They picked Hedera. And they chose it for a reason most people still don't understand. Because HBAR is about to fix the biggest trust problem AI has ever faced. And if you think this doesn't impact your portfolio, your future, or even your daily life, you're not seeing the full picture. Here's the hard truth. Artificial intelligence is moving too fast. Governments can't regulate it. Enterprises can't fully control it. And the public has no idea what's coming. But NVIDIA knows. That's why they're not just building better AI chips anymore. They're building the infrastructure for AI trust, and that foundation is being written directly on Hedera Hashgraph. This is more than a partnership. It's a signal. It's a shift. It's a warning shot to the entire crypto industry that the utility race has officially begun. And HBAR just took the lead. This isn't something that might happen someday. It's happening right now. Hedera is the only DLT being integrated into a cutting-edge tech stack that includes Intel, ServiceNow, and NVIDIA, three of the most influential companies in AI and cloud infrastructure today. And you're not going to hear this from your average crypto YouTuber, because most of them are still chasing meme coins and hype pumps. But if you care about long-term value, if you care about getting in before the crowd catches on, if you care about owning a piece of the tech that's literally going to underpin the next industrial revolution, then you need to hear this, every word, because you're about to discover why this single move, this silent shift behind the scenes, is not just good for HBAR, could make Hedera the most important blockchain of the decade. But first, let's talk about the problem, because it's not just big, it's not just complicated, it's terrifying. And when you fully understand what's at stake, you'll realize exactly why HBAR is the only project positioned to solve it. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop acting like this isn't the biggest digital trust crisis humanity has ever faced. Because it is. Right now, artificial intelligence is being injected into the bloodstream of society. Quietly, invisibly, and without warning. It's diagnosing your illnesses before your doctor sees you. It's calculating your loan eligibility before you even apply. It's deciding whether a self-driving car stops or slams into a wall. It's analyzing crime scene evidence in courtrooms. It's filtering your job applications before human eyes ever get involved. It's helping governments track populations, predict unrest, and enforce policy. And yet no one really understands how it works. AI isn't coming anymore. It's here. And worse, it's making decisions with no human oversight. But here's the part that should scare every person alive. AI can lie, and you will never know. Not because it's evil, not because it's sentient, but because by design it doesn't owe you an explanation. This is not some futuristic horror story. This is happening right now in real time. Welcome to the black box era of AI, where the outputs are clear, but the logic is a complete mystery. You can't audit how it got the answer. You can't track what data it used. You can't verify whether it was biased, bribed, broken, or straight up wrong. You can't even prove who tampered with it if something goes wrong. And here's what's worse. Not even the people who built it can. The engineers, the developers, the data scientists, even they can't explain the decisions of their own models once the layers get too deep. And yet, despite this ticking time bomb, governments, corporations, and global institutions are blindly handing over control. They're saying, sure, AI, here's access to medical records, defense protocols, and economic policy. Just do what you think is best. They're trusting invisible algorithms to approve life-saving surgeries, trigger military defense systems, manipulate stock markets, scan billions of faces across city surveillance grids, influence political outcomes through social media algorithms. And through all of this chaos and unchecked power, there's one thing missing. Proof. No digital fingerprint. No cryptographic signature. No tamper-proof audit trail. No objective way to say, yes, this AI acted with integrity. This isn't innovation. This is madness. Let me break it down for you. Imagine handing your entire net worth to a masked stranger in a foreign country, saying, here's everything I own. No ID needed. Just do whatever you want with it. I won't check in. That's how we're treating AI right now. And now zoom out. Multiply that by every major system holding the world together. From Wall Street to Washington. From operating rooms to airport runways. From power grids to border security. We're giving total control to black box machines, built on code no one can see, verify, or hold accountable. We're building the future of civilization on invisible, unverifiable systems. And when the trust breaks, not if, when. Here's what happens. AI adoption halts overnight. Companies freeze. Regulators react. Governments panic. Confidence in national security tools collapses. Multi-trillion-dollar lawsuits erupt. People demand justice for decisions they can't trace. Lives are lost. In hospitals. On highways. In wars. Markets collapse. Public trust in anything digital is wiped out in a single wave. And once that domino falls, it's not just the AI that gets questioned. It's everything it touched. Everything built on top of it. Every company. Every product. Every person who trusted it. This is the core crisis. The problem no one is screaming loud enough about. We are giving machines more power than any human institution in history, without requiring even the most basic proof of integrity. And without that proof, you can't have trust. Without trust, there is no adoption. Without adoption, there is no innovation. Without innovation, there is no future. Just fear. Just failure. Just collapse. But that's exactly where HBR walks in. Not as hype. Not as a speculative gamble. But as the only blockchain built to solve this exact problem. The problem of trust. The crisis of proof. The silent collapse before it happens. And NVIDIA, yes, the $2 trillion AI giant building the infrastructure of tomorrow. Just bet on HBR. Because this isn't about just building better AI. This is about building trustworthy AI. And Hedera is the only protocol built for that scale, that speed, and that mission. Let's make this real. What happens when a self-driving car kills someone, and the company says, we don't know why the AI chose that path? Who's to blame? The car manufacturer? The AI developers? The passenger? How do we hold anyone accountable when the system won't tell us why it made that choice? What happens when AI denies a cancer treatment, and the doctors can't explain how it came to that conclusion? What if it's your mom, your child, a loved one whose life is now in the hands of a decision-making process no one can verify? Can we afford to trust algorithms that take away a doctor's judgment? Who owns that responsibility when a life is on the line? What happens when AI approves a terrorist financial transfer, and regulators realize no one reviewed the process? What if the next attack happens, and it's because the system failed to catch the red flags? Who's liable when no human was ever involved in that critical decision-making process? What does that say about the security of your entire financial system? Here's the unthinkable. The more powerful AI becomes, the more blind spots grow. The more it operates without oversight, without accountability. The more dangerous it gets. And here's the worst part. Right now, there is no standard for verifying AI decisions. No framework. No failsafe. No way to ensure these systems aren't deciding your fate based on invisible, unverifiable data. You want to know what the most dangerous part is? We don't even realize how fast we're heading toward this cliff. People are blindly trusting AI, thinking that it's flawless, because no one's questioning it. But what happens when the system fails? When we look at these automated decisions and realize no one can explain them? When a tragedy happens, and no one knows where to point the finger? Who stands up when we realize the machine was never built to be trusted in the first place? And that's where the floodgates open. Because the second the public realizes the truth about AI systems, we lose trust in everything built on top of them. It's a domino effect. Markets will crash. Lawsuits will flood the courts. Governments will try to legislate and control the beast they let loose. People will demand accountability. And when that happens, it will be too late. Until now, there's finally a solution. A way to verify every decision made by AI. A way to prove that every choice, every action, and every output is traceable, auditable, and secure. A way to stop a crisis before it even happens. And that solution is HBAR. HBAR offers the speed, finality, low fees, and governance necessary to make this work at global scale. This isn't a coincidence. It's a calculated move by NVIDIA and Intel to secure AI's future on the most trusted DLT available. And if that doesn't scream long-term HBAR dominance, I don't know what does. If you're an investor, this is your signal. Because for the first time ever, HBAR isn't just solving the same old blockchain problems we've been hearing about for years. It's solving AI's existential crisis. This isn't just another tech upgrade. This is the key to the future of artificial intelligence. And guess what? The companies backing this revolution aren't just dabbling in the space. They don't play small. We're talking about NVIDIA, Intel, and EQTY Lab, the big players, all in on HBAR. And trust me, when they back something, it's not a gamble. So before we dive even deeper into how this breakthrough tech works, what it means for BAR's price trajectory, and why this is just the beginning of a whole new AI x crypto narrative, hit that subscribe button and make sure you're with me for the next few minutes. Because here's the thing, the next few minutes, they could be the difference between you being ahead of the crowd, positioning yourself to make massive gains, or regretting you ever ignored HBAR when you had the chance. Don't miss out.